से जुड़ी किसी भी छोटी या बड़ी अपडेट के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें स्पोर्ट्स तक और साथ ही किसी भी नोटिफिकेशन को पाने के लिए बेल आइकन को दबाना ना भूलें।
Oh, I think it's not just the pace bowling. Obviously, both sides have had a bit of success with their spinners in the past couple of months in particular. So, what it comes down to is execution. I think on a pretty good oval surface, that's going to be another used wicket. So the second time in 3 games that we've played on a used surface, it's going to come down to who executes. It's as simple as that. I think both teams have got very good world-class fast bowlers. Whether India played the 2 plus the all-rounder or go with an extra quick bowler, we're not sure. So when you look at Bumrah, Bhuvi, Shami, Hardik, they're world-class bowlers. And then you go Stark, Cummins, Coulter-Nile, Berendorf, Richardson. There's so many options there. So it's a good question, but I think it's just going to come down to early wickets. I think that's going to be a real key. Yeah, I think winning them last 3 games is really important for us in India to get some self-belief that we can beat this Indian side in their home conditions. So for that, I think when you look back, it comes down to taking them key moments in games and making sure that no matter what situation of the game or the series or the tournament, whenever you're playing India, you have to believe that you can beat them because they're a world-class side. They've got some all-time great players, no doubt about that. So to be able to beat them in their home conditions 3 times in a row was really important for the confidence of the side, especially going into a game like this. At the end of the day, we just didn't commit to our plan for long enough. We saw Steve had a really clear plan. He got under the bouncer until he tried to play one in around 33rd over, I think, and hit it up in the air and nearly got caught. So then he just took that out of his game again and kept ducking under him. So that was a really good lesson to all our batters that the best player in the world stuck to his game plan for a long time and was successful and probably swallowed his pride a little bit in terms of having to put a shot away that you look to score heavily off in a one-day game. So that was a really good lesson for our batters to just keep sticking to it and have the courage to stick to your game plan for longer. Oh, it's obviously when you've got world-class players coming back into your side, it's unfortunate for the guys who have missed out and the guys that have played some really good one-day cricket in the past. But Steve's the best batter in the world, in my opinion, over all 3 forms of the game. I think that when you have David, who's so destructive at the top of the order, his record shows it how destructive he is. So to have them to come back. Yes, it's great for the side and our batting lineup and for experience in World Cups and great help for me as a leader as well in terms of tactics and stuff out on the field. But I think we've always believed that we've got a side that can win the World Cup, even when we didn't, and we started this run of form or run of wins, I guess, from the 3rd game in India. We still believe that we had the side then that could do it, and we feel as though this has just boosted that. Having played India so much recently, there was times when we probably let Virat get off to a bit of a fly with being either just a bit too straight to him or a bit too full or just letting him off the hook early. And we know once he gets into his innings, he's so hard to stop. So you can't afford to play catch up against great players. And Rohit's the same. When he's taking his time early in his innings, if you don't get him in that period, that it builds up and builds up, and he's so destructive when he decides to really start putting the pressure on you. So I think you have to be right on from ball 1. You can't afford to give them freebies early on, and that goes for their whole order. I mean, you can't put too much focus just on 2 players because Shikhar Dhawan's had some success against us. Dhoni, we found it tough to get him out in Australia when we'd get India into a bit of trouble. He would dig him out of a hole and bat right to the end and bat really deep. And even the first 2 ODIs in India, he was instrumental in getting them across the line in a couple of them. So you can't afford to weigh too much or put too much weight on one or the other in terms of your preparation and focus. So I think it's just their first 10, 15 balls you have to be right on. You have to make them try and take a risk to get a weight or flyer and put the odds in your favour.